there's another thing in our industry that's called early issue title insurance. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so early issues typically around construction or new construction, whenever anything is major structurally being changed. You would typically get a bunch of different permits from the county, and you're getting an occupancy permit that'll be saying when you can live in a property. So in early issues, we're guaranteeing the lender and the new buyer that no other entity, typically a contractor, has the right to file even after the close of a transaction. But it's all based on the occupancy certificate that is issued up to 75 days. So we're calling ourselves to make sure that everybody is satisfied and there won't be a lien popping up after the close of escrow. So that is an additional service that we provide, and it is additional insurance that we provide around new construction or even like a remodel or anything that we know that significantly changed a structure.
So what happens, well, let's say a general contractor doesn't pay a sub and that gets through the system. What happens to the buyer at that stage? The sub places a lien on the property.
Right. So the sub could place a lien on the property that would affect the new buyer, and the buyer has probably already paid the general contractor. We would have insured to make sure that all those things have been paid. So we would have liability against our early issue policy to be on the hook for that, depending on everything else that would be going on in the transaction. But we are calling those subcontractors to make sure they've been paid prior to all that, so that would not happen. But if it does come through, they would have insurance through us to make sure it wouldn't affect them. Because the very worst thing that could happen is that subcontractor could lien the property and even foreclose if it got down to it. So typically it wouldn't get that far, but it definitely has in the past, especially in the mortgage meltdown that we had back in 08, 09. There were subcontractors that were foreclosing on people. But that is what we're protecting those buyers against.
I think, again, you just hit it on the head there at the end. So you're protecting the buyers with that early issue. So it's not just an additional expense. It is a protection.
Correct. And we're calling sometimes upwards of 20 different subcontractors to make sure that everybody's been paid, from the asphalt in the street in front of the property to the water, the sewer, the lighting, the fire hydrant installations in the communities. We're making sure that everything has fully been paid that could affect anybody's property.